to make it move forward?
The button to your right.
Okay. There was 3 areas that I'm gonna mainly talk about. One, he was electrical engineer. The other one was he was a hydroplane boat racer that won several awards. And he was also the first American to ever win the World's Cup at gym cutting. The only values that I'm gonna really tell you about is that he was born September 12th, 1918, and he died January 9th of 2000. He was also a direct descendant of John Alden that came over on the Mayflower. In 1987, he was the one that helped, he worked for a company that did it, but he was the one that designed the lighting for the Bay Bridge. He then got involved with the Golden Gate Park. They were a park that needed an answer. They were having horses that were coming out of the gate, and the gate was closing so fast and so hard that it was killing horses. So he invented a mercury switch to stop that from happening. One of his first things that he did out of enjoyment was hydroplane racing. He won over 600 trophies for hydroplane racing, and then he also broke 29 speed records. He designed the hydroplane boat motors for the Budweiser hydroplanes that they raced between the 1980s and the 1990s. This is one of the boats that he designed the motor for. He also invented the John Alden carburetor, and there was many people that told stories about that because they used it. Even down in Florida, he found somebody that was using his motor, his carburetor. And he was well known. There were several people I talked to that knew him and talked to me about him, didn't know him personally, but knew of him. He won the Gulf Marine Racing Hall of Fame. He got put in the Hall of Fame in 1961. John also was the first American ever to win the World's Cup at gym cutting. This is a picture of him with the World's Cup that he won. He was one of the first gym cutters to win they won as a team, but he was the one that won #1, and he won it several times. He was also one of the United States' most famous gem cutters. His apprentice was Sean Savory. Sean learned how to do gem cutting, and the only 2 gems that he ever cut, he put into competition. The first one, he got a 95.25, which knocked him out of a beginner's course cutting, and then he went to intermediate, and he got a 98.633, knocked him out of that one, so the only place that he could cut after that was against his grandfather, and he wouldn't do it. He's now working on the machine, trying to fix the machine that John had so that he can go back into competition and hopefully win some more on it. He was in the Gem Cutters magazine that was published several times, and Marion Alden, his wife, also helped publish a lot of those magazines. John wrote programs for Macintosh for gem cutters, and this sold a lot of Macintosh computers, so Macintosh gave him a prototype because they were so happy with his work. He was a teacher, and Sean was his student. And this is the first stone that he ever cut that he's in there with, and they said in there that it looked like, it was a $10 stone, it was a fake stone, and after it was done, it was worth about $500. He taught Sean lessons that, on how to win with pride and how to lose and not be upset about it. Know how to compete with other people. This is some of the pictures and trophies that he had in awards, but there was a whole lot of them. There was like over 600 of the ones for the boat racing. Sean has some of them. The information that I used to provide this is listed right here. John Alden was my stepfather. Sean is my son, and I've got some stones that after the class I'll show anybody that wants to look at them that both of them cut. Thank you.
Thank you.
Do we give this to you now?
Sure.
And how long what do these fingers represent?
It's
Time-wise?
3 to 6 minutes.
Oh,
So
I
after
know.
you see that one,
Okay.
you're set. And it's always timed down. Yes.
We're supposed to bring that, or can we submit it online?
You can submit it online. I don't need a physical copy of it. If you've got one, great. If not, that's no deal. And I assume you won't be using this.
No.
I'm gonna go ahead and turn it off. Does anyone else need this? It'll take 2 or 3 minutes to warm back up. So if someone does decide that they are gonna use it, let me know. In just a moment. Whenever you're ready.